This is the final outcome. Tell me, do you prefer it without the belt or with the belt? For me, I think I prefer it with the belt. How much did I use to get the material? How much is the total cost of this jumpsuit?
So I got 2 yards of it, which was a total of 32. I got my zip for 200 naira, that's 34. I got my thread. Let's just assume I used 100 naira thread. So the total cost of this is 3,500.
When you are drafting a jumpsuit, you don't use the same basic measurement you use for your gowns or trousers. It's not going to end up well because the top and the bottom are joined together. If you get the measurements mixed up, the crotch is going to suffer. So this is how you take a measurement for a jumpsuit. It's just one simple trick. This is the secret, a rope. So you're going to tie the rope exactly where you want your arm length. That is where you want the top and the bottom to intersect, to join together. I hope you can clearly see the rope here. This is going to be my half length. I'm going to place it on my shoulders and measure all the way to my half length. As you can see, my half length is 15 inches. Now, without removing the rope from this point, we're going to put the tape there again and measure all the way to your desired length. For this, my desired length is 42 inches because I wanted it to flow. Now, after you are done with that, you're going to measure your crotch measurement. Different ways to take this crotch measurement. For me, this is how I like to take my crotch measurement. I like to sit on the edge of this my table. I'm going to place the tape where the rope is, and I'm going to measure to where I'm sitting. Normally, it's supposed to be a smooth surface, but this is what I can make use of. This is what I have. Now, the edge of my table is 11.5, but I like ease. I love ease, so I just make it 12 inches. But if I want to make something like a fitted trouser, I'll just put it 11 or 11.5. I'll start by drawing my center front line. Measure your half length. Mine was 15 inches. Mark your chest line and your bust points. Move your tape to the other end and do the same thing. Mark your shoulders on your shoulder line and on your chest line. Now connect those points together. Now go down on that line by 1 inch, that's your shoulder slope. On your center front, impute your basic neck measurement, which is 3 by 3. Go ahead and add your round body measurements. I added 1.5 inches allowance to the sides. For this particular pattern, we are not paying attention to the armhole sides. Now pay attention to what I'm doing to the center front. Go down from your neckline by 2 inches. I went down on my chest line by half of an inch. This is because I wanted ease around the armhole point, although that is totally optional. That new line is going to be my new chest line. Now you connect from that point to the 2 inches you went down by on the neckline. That slant line is going to be our neckline. Add half of an inch to the neckline for your stitch allowance. That is it for the front pattern. Now you cut. I'm going to label this the front pattern. Let's proceed to cut the back. I have this piece of paper here with me. Cutting the back is quite simple. Place the front pattern on top of the back pattern. Align them at the bottom and at the sides. Once it's aligned, take a pencil or a marker and roll out the point, which is your armhole. The trick here is, even though the front is not the same pattern as the back, but we want them to align at the sides where they are going to meet, and that is the armpit region. Next thing you are going to do is to trace your front pattern on the back pattern, that is the sides.
With your tape, you are going to measure the distance between your hem line and your armhole point. For mine, it was 7.5 inches, as you can clearly see. Separate the front from the back, and then I'm going to measure that 7.5 inches on the other side. My paper wasn't enough, so that's why I didn't include the 1.5 inches zipper allowance, but I'm going to add it when I'm cutting it on the fabric. For the back neckline, you can decide to make the center back slant by going down by 1 inch or half an inch. But after doing this, I realized that my back is already too open, too exposed, so bringing it down by half of an inch will be too much. So I just decided to maintain the straight line, so I didn't use that curve anymore. I'll label this part the back pattern. Easy breezy. We are done drafting the pattern from the front and the back. Now let's proceed to drafting the bottom part of the jumpsuit.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you are watching. Welcome to my channel, a home of premium content. Over here, when it comes to fashion, I promise you value, and I will deliver value. If you are new, returning, or you just happen to stumble on this channel, welcome. Before you go, ensure you like this video and join the family, because you are going to love it here.
When I was recording the tutorial for the bottom part of the jumpsuit, I realized that the chalk wasn't visible on the material. I'm going to show you exactly how I cut the bottom part of the jumpsuit on my pattern paper because it will be more visible. I'm going to be using the total weight of 14.5 to cut my front pattern. So this is how I got the 14.5. On your waistline, go down by half of an inch. This is the allowance you are going to use to join the upper part of the jumpsuit to the lower part of the jumpsuit. Place your tape on your new line and you are going to measure your hip length and your crotch length. So on your side front, you are going to go in by 1 inch. That is going to act as your allowance for the side. Now you are going to take your hip round circumference measurement, divide it by 4, and you are going to impute it on your waistline, your hip line, and your crotch line. So when you are placing your tape, place your tape not on the first line but on the second line, which is inside. My hips originally is 35, but I wanted ease, so I added extra 5 inches. So if you want the same effect, the same baggy effect, you can add 5 inches to yours as well. I'm going to mark my crotch extension, which is 2.5 on the hip line. I want you to take note that your crotch extension is the hip you are using divided by 16. Now you are going to connect the curve from your hip extension to your hip line. Your waist measurement is going to be taken from the center front. That's where you are going to place your tape. My waist round circumference divided by 4 is 6.5. And I will add back my 1 inch allowance, which is on the side. I will add it, and after which I'll connect it to the hip allowance on the hip side. The same 1 inch allowance you added to the side front, you are going to add another 1 inch to the center front. I'm also going to add 1 inch allowance to the crotch extension as well. So this is exactly how I drafted the lower part of the jumpsuit. Now that's the top and that is the bottom. For the remaining part, you know it stopped there at the crotch extension. I just extended it down all the way to the end. Same for the side front. That's just it. There was no extra sharing. So from my crotch extension point, I have 14.5. Now that same 14.5 was also at the hem line, so that is to show you that it was a straight cutting. But if you want your own to be wider at the bottom, when going down towards the leg part, you can widen it a bit to your desired wideness. Now also take note that I added no that because it's not necessary for this. I'll label this the front. This is exactly how the front part should be. The remaining part of the legs, you are going to maintain the same straight. You are going to just go straight down. If you want to widen it, it's your choice. Now let's go ahead and draft the back pattern. Remember, the front and the back pattern should be drafted on fold. Align your front pattern to the back at the top and at the sides. Make sure there is enough space, about 2 inches or 3 inches on each side. On the crotch extension line, I went out by 2 inches. I ruled that out. At the top, mark where your center front waistline begins on the back pattern or fabric. With your tape, you are going to go in from that point by 1 inch. Then you place your tape on the side waistline and go out by 1 inch. That is like a replacement of the 1 inch we went in by at the front. Now we connect from the back crotch extension to that 1 inch point. The reason we went in by 1 inch at the front is to make sure the back crotch is slant. That is going to make it relaxed. Remember, there is no need to add any allowance to this. The only allowance you are adding is your zipper allowance, which I made mine 1 inches in width and 7 inches in length. So that's the point I'm marking right now. So I'm just going to connect it like that, and I will slant it into the crotch extension like this. Most tailors, they don't slant their zipper allowance. They just cut through like this through the 1 inch point without the slope that I'm making. But I prefer this method. From the 1 inch we went out by on the side waistline, I'm going to connect it to the hip line and the crotch line. But before then, I'm going to go out on my hip line by ½ inch and on my crotch line by ½ inch too. Now I'm going to connect from that 1 inch I went out by on the waistline to the ½ inch I went out by on the crotch line and on the hip line like this. And then at the bottom, it will slant into the front line to the end. It will just blend perfectly into the front leg line. Okay, it's not just going to maintain the ½ inch allowance to the end, it's going to slant into the front legs. Now this is how we do the back crotch extension. Now the line I'm marking is just let's assume that that's the front legs. So this is how you are going to connect the back crotch extension into the front legs. It's just the same thing we did to the back. You are going to slant it into the front legs as well. Just we see how my ruler is slanting into the front legs. That is how you're going to slant it into the front leg. It's not going to maintain the same crotch allowance at the back or to the end. Slant it into the front legs. That's just what I'm trying to explain. I believe my explanation is simple enough, but just in case you find it complicated, just head over to my channel. I have a lot of video tutorials on how to make palazzo trousers that's exactly like what I'm trying to illustrate in this video. I'm done with the back pattern now, and this is the front. This is exactly how I drafted my trouser on my fabric. It's because the chalk I used wasn't visible on the fabric. That's why I decided to illustrate with the pattern paper. So go try this and you'll get exactly the result I got. I do hope you try this out. I assure you it's going to come out well.